Guys, Wyatt Claypool here. Let me know if you've also found this to be kind of strange, but have you noticed a lack of Chrystia Freeland and Mark Carney in the Liberal leadership race so far? I was promised that these were the two heavy-hitting frontrunners, and neither of them seem to be able to get organized enough to actually run in this thing. The membership cutoff for this race, I believe, is January 27th. I am filming this on January 13th. Even now, you would have less than 2 weeks to register people to vote for you. The actual leadership selection is finalized on March 9th, which really means your supporters need to have their ballots in on like March 1st or 2nd, because it will take a while for them to go through the mail to get into Liberal headquarters. And these two are so bureaucratic that they're still lollygagging around trying to plan the perfect announcement event, get all their platforms together, get their websites together. And this is the problem with bureaucrats. They make absolutely terrible leaders. Justin Trudeau is corrupt. He's a nasty person. His policy is terrible. It has put Canada in the awful position that we currently are socially and economically. But even he is 10 times the leader that Freeland or Carney could ever be. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of just the raw skills that you need to lead a party on. I'm a conservative. I'm just saying all this bewildered that the Liberals would even think of running any of these people. Do you know who's actually in the race right now? I guess I don't even have to bring it up on screen. Jamie Batsy is running. He's from like Cape Breton or whatever, Nova Scotia. Or is it Newfoundland? I don't really care. He's running. Why? I don't know. So far, the Liberal leadership race is not beating my allegation that it is an on-fire clown car. None of these people have leadership skills at all. They're all as corrupt as Trudeau is, or at least they're tolerant of all the corruption. All their policy is just Trudeau's policy. None of them have ever said that we should go in a different direction. Frankly, the only two who have actually said that the carbon tax should be canceled, I guess actually Chandra Arya as well. That guy doesn't speak French and he barely speaks English. But Frank Baylis and Christy Clark are at least outside of the party. Maybe the Liberals should look at those two. But everyone else is just a carbon copy of Trudeau with none of the charisma and none of the knack for theatrics. Because Trudeau is good at getting attention for himself. Often bad attention, but Mark Carney and Chrystia Freeland couldn't get attention for themselves if they had like a helmet with road flares strapped to them at their announcement event. Francois Philippe Champagne is also supposed to announce tomorrow or announce that he's not running or he is running. Just say if you're running or not, man. Nobody cares. Freeland and Carney are supposedly going to announce they're running sometime this week or this weekend. What? Just announce if you're in the game or not. This is showing what the biggest weakness of the Liberal Party is. Again, it's good for the Conservatives that the Liberals are this weak, but everyone in the party is either some irrelevant token meant to sit in the Parliament and vote for whatever Trudeau wants, or they are that thing, plus they are lifelong bureaucrats or just policy busybodies like Freeland is. She's a former journalist, so she's not a former policy person. But they're all busybodies. They don't have that kind of flash that you need to be leader. The type of person who says, dang it, I'm running. You know, Trudeau's stepping down, I'm running. All of them are like sending out memos behind the scenes on how, oh, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about doing that, and I might end up announcing potentially that I'm running on Friday at 4:31 p.m. and 30 seconds, and I will say these exact things. It's like, guys, run or don't run. This is why Pure Polyev absolutely clobbered people like Jean Charest and Scott Aitchison, because those two are mechanical in how they do everything. You can feel the gears turning as they are running for leader. Everything is very dictated out by consultants and strategists. They do everything by focus group. And do you know what Polyev did during the leadership race? He did everything himself pretty much. I always marvel at people trying to take credit for Polyev winning in 2022, like Jenny Byrne has tried to do that because she was his campaign chair. She didn't do anything. Just like spoiler alert, nobody did anything but Polyev and a few of his friends. Do you know what Polyev did for all of his videos? He didn't use any of the normal conservative video guys and gals because they're consultants, they're strategists, they do everything in a mechanical way. He filmed his stuff by going out with one friend to help script them out, which they didn't even really script any of it out, and one guy with a camera, and they shot him walking down the street talking about policy because he has that kind of leadership quality that makes anything he does feel leaderly. He can just turn on the camera and be a leader. Freeland and Carney can't. They need to be surrounded by teleprompters. They need strategists combing out every single word that could be offensive to somebody and just seeming buttoned down and professional. Buttoned down and professional is not leaderly. A button down and professional is what like a mannequin on a storefront looks like. They just have to model the clothes. And that's what Freeland and Carney do. They're coming out to model the policy, but they don't actually have the ability to lead a massive federal party like Trudeau does. Again, is Trudeau good? No, quite the contrary. He is a terrible person, corrupt, terrible policy, all of this stuff. But he can lead a party because he has a force of personality. The Liberals have soul sucked and brain drained their party so much under Trudeau that the people running are all complete also-rans, or they are just sort of big city networkers like Carney is. They just know a lot of people. That is it. That's not leadership. That's just called networking. They might as well all just go and run an MLM scam at this point because they seem more like one of those people than an actual federal leader. They give Jagmeet Singh a run for his money in being completely incompetent. They have less than 14 days to actually get memberships registered. Maybe they have people doing that in the background for them right now, but it hampers your ability to sign people up when you're not actually in the race. If you're going to be in the race, be in the race. If not, get out. It's so crazy. Jeremy Batsey has announced for this thing. That guy was the one. He's Indigenous himself, but that guy's the one who made comments on Twitter saying that every time he sees a thin Aboriginal girl, he assumes she's on crystal meth or pills. And then he said that Nova Scotia is the EI province of Canada, the unemployment insurance. These people don't deserve to even be in politics at all. They are in politics because Trudeau's let them be in politics. And now all these people who are only here because Trudeau has waved a magic wand over them and said, you should run too. They're all going to try and become like the top job guy. Trudeau never deserved it in the first place. There has been far better people to be Liberal leader. If you want to sign up for the Liberal Party leadership and vote for somebody, I'd actually recommend you'd probably vote for Frank Baylis. All of the options are absolutely abysmal and terrible. Frank Baylis is probably the most normal, more conservative one of the bunch. He opposes the carbon tax. He's not setting his hair on fire about things Trump says, stuff like that. I'd mark like a number 2 is like Chandra Arya. Terrible candidate, but at least he's against DEI and the carbon tax. Probably Chrystia Clark would be a good number 2 or 3 as well, because at least she's not Mark Carney, the king of central bank digital currencies, or the engineer of the bank account freeze like Chrystia Freeland is. So again, I'm not saying you should become a liberal. I'm not. I'm an orthodox across the board conservative. But that party needs actual people in it again, not robots, not modern liberalism robots like they're currently there. Diversity bots, random people who just parrot talking points. The thing is, I like the Conservative Party. It has problems too, obviously, but I want all of the parties to become more rational, logical, and conservative, so I don't have to fear in the future of a crazy person like Mark Carney or Chrystia Freeland becoming the new prime minister one day after maybe Poilievre's government runs its course, and then taking us in the wrong direction so severely that the country might not recover. We almost got broken officially by Justin Trudeau, so it's time that, Jagmeet Singh goes away and we have more of a Thomas Mulcair figure leading that party again, or a Jack Layton. And in the Liberals, we have more a Chrétien or Paul Martin back, rational people, not obnoxious far left bureaucrats who go and speak at the World Economic Forum every year and who care more about the virtue signaling aspect of their policy than whether or not it makes people's lives better or worse. So anyways, that's it for me today, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.